let's Uncommon Fossil. I'm taking a look at an upgraded Zoroark Vstar starter deck, a Hisuian Zoroark Vstar starter deck. Should always get the full name in there. And of all the upgraded decks that I've done so far, I've done 7 of the 8 lists. This, I'm pretty confident I've made the least number of changes. Really surprised by how few changes I think this deck list wants to be made. So nice job by Pokemon giving us a pretty a strong deck list to start with. In fact, all the Pokemon are the same, so look at the original video to get the overview. Hisuian Zoroark can do 280 damage, has a nice V-Star power. That's terrific. Dodrio, very nice engine, gets damage on it, which you want to happen. Ultimately, it can do 280 damage as well, potentially, on a turn. So it's a nice single prize attacking option. Gengar gets some damage counters into play fast, and then we need a Jirachi and a Manaphy to protect our bench Pokemon, because we could just get ruined by a Sableye, say late game, or Radiant Greninja, right? So we need Jirachi, Manaphy, but we don't want to put them in play unless absolutely necessary, because we really want to fill up the bench with Dodrios. And of course, you generally want a second Hisuian Zoroark Vstar sitting around to swing in, because it's an evolution, right? So you want to generally at least get a basic down. Energies did make some changes here. Keep the 4 double turbo energies. This is basically how we're paying for the attack for the Hisuian Zoroark Vstar most turns. Jet Energy, we had 4 before. Reduced this to 2 copies. It is very good, though, the Jet Energy. So we keep it in the list, but down to 2. But we've replaced those 2 Jet Energies we dropped with 2 Psychic Energies. Partly, the biggest reason is it allows us to attack with Gengar, which is nice. So it's a nice little option, which we didn't have before. Screaming Circle for 1 Psychic Energy. Put 2 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon for each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So can do up to 150 for 1 energy. Obviously, stall is a real thing, so it helps with that. Having an attacking, being able to attack with every Pokemon. Although, that's not true. We can attack with Gengar. We can't attack with Manaphy, and Jirachi we can quote attack with, but it really doesn't do much, I will say. But being able to attack with Gengar is a nice little plus there. So sorry, getting a little off track. So added the 2 basic psychic energies. I like that in the list. And the trainers, very few changes here as well. I reduced the counts of 2 cards to make space for 2 new cards. That's really all I did. So went from 4 Capturing Aromas down to 3. It's a card. First off, if you listen to this channel much, I don't like it, but I do know it is good. In some decks really need it. I do think this deck does need it, but we need some deck space, so cutting it to 3, I think is the best option there. You flip a coin, depending on the result, you either get a search for an evolution or a basic. The downside, you don't know what you're going to get until you flip, so usually you want to do the coin flip, the uncertain things first, and then play the cards that you know what you're going to get. The generally uncertain to certain is the general sequencing things, or things that are random to things that you get decision-making power of what you choose is what you want to do, generally speaking. And then we also cut Boss's Order down to 2. A super nice card. I like having 3 of the deck, but we just need space for these other 2 cards, which I'll get to. 2 cards I'll just say which you could put in the deck is Great Ball. That is a supplement or possibly a replacement for Capturing Aroma. But I think Capturing was better for this deck. And then Trekking Shoes, since this deck doesn't have much of an engine, you could drop some Trekking Shoes in. You got to kind of, make space for those. I don't think that's the best way to go. So the 2 new cards, 1 Maximum Belt. You want an ace spec in every deck. Maximum Belt, you do 50 more damage to your opponent's active EX Pokemon. We can do 280 max damage on Hisuian Zoroark Vstar or the Dodrio. So 280 plus 50 gets us to 330, and that's the magic number we need to one-shot Charizard EX. So really like this tool in the deck. I think it's important because Charizard matchups, they're tough against a lot of decks, and this is no exception. So this tool makes the deck better. And then dropped in just 1 copy of Counter Catcher. It acts like a boss when you're behind. So I think this is a nice add to the deck as well. So that's it. Just 1 Maximum Belt, 1 Counter Catcher, 2 Psychic Energies, dropped a couple cards to make space for it, and otherwise the list is the same. So didn't take a lot to, I think, make the deck better, and probably this is about as good as the list will get. You can make adjustments, right, to make it a little different, but I don't know if there's anything that will make it significantly better. So here we go. Let's take a look at the deck in action. All right, we'll see what happens. We'd love to go first, of course, because we are strictly an evolution deck. So until we evolve, we're not doing much at all. Lost the coin toss, so we'll see what happens. Either we go second, because most decks want to go first, or our opponent, obviously we might go first, but in which case our opponent's planning on doing some damage on their first turn. So if we do get to go first, which I am, you just want to keep in mind there's a good chance my opponent's going to knock out my active if I have a choice. But I may have a choice. I'm taking a mulligan here. Unfortunately, they see the Gapejaw Bog, which means they might then want to bench some additional Pokemon on their turn. So, okay, the Doduo, not terrible. I mean, this isn't particularly good, I gotta say. It's not particularly good. So, in fact, this is bad. All right, I need to... I think I want to keep the research, right? I'm thinking I keep the research. Although I have... Maybe, since I have the Vstar power right now, maybe, you know what? I'm going to discard the research, because then I could boss, or I could, or a Zoroark Vstar power. So I'm going to get the V into play. And then the question is, do I attach the Jet Energy? And I think the answer is yes, I do. And I think I want to attach it to... It's possible I could one-shot the Mimikyu with the Doduo. You know what? I'm going to attach to the Doduo. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. And this attack even isn't bad in and of itself. It does 30-10 to myself, which powers it up more for next turn. So am I up against a control style deck? So Natu, so a Xatu engine. So they can attack with Mimikyu, but not this turn. But they might knock. They might be able to attack next turn with Mimikyu. And I do have the boss, right? That was part of my thought too. I could have attached the Hisuian Zoroark, zoomed him into the active spot. And bossed, but see, so that Mew EX, so that was my decision. Did I attach the energy to the Doduo, or do I attach the energy to the Hisuian Zoroark? Wow. Okay. I mean that's actually a bad play there. That's a bad play there because it places damage counters, right? So Maximum Belt, I don't believe helps that at all. Even if they, I don't have, I guess it doesn't matter because I don't have an EX and they might know that, so maybe they're fine with that. Okay. See what happens. I haven't fully paid attention to the latest changes to this list. Okay, so I want to do this. I think, do I want to boss something up? I think I do. In which case I will boss. I think I have to be happy taking out the engine, right? Because I don't one-shot him this turn, probably. I might not even one-shot the Xatu. He has the... It gets awkward, though, doesn't it? So... Alright, I'm going to draw a card. I'm not sure about how I want to work this out right now. Let's see what I draw. Damage Pump. Oh, that's really unfortunate because I can't use it this turn. That's unfortunate. Okay, so I'm gonna have to. What do I want? I guess do I want to boss something up? I guess now I wish I had kept the research. Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Let's think about this. I don't want to drop down here. I think I want to research. I can't really use the damage pump this turn. Right, I'm going to have to research, so... Now let me do, just in case the V-Star situation's ugly. All right, I have one. That's okay. Actually, this is what I want to do. This is what I want a Gengar. That's easy. I want a Gengar because I'm going to research. Don't be dumb. Sometimes I make dumb plays, and that was about to be a dumb play. So I want to leave a spot for a Gengar. And do I want to leave a spot for Zoroark? Yeah, I think I do. Okay, and I'll drop down Gapejaw Bog. It didn't matter. The Gapejaw Bog wouldn't have helped get damage onto the Doduo. Oh, this is lovely here. So I will. This is exactly what I wanted. So now I can one-shot the Mimikyu, which is super nice here. I want to chuck you onto the bench. I have Damage Pump, super nice there. Let me use this. I'm not sure if Capturing Aroma is the right play or not. Since I hit whatever I hit heads, since I got a basic, it's better. Because if they Iono me, I don't need that guy back, right? So I will Damage Pump. Right now I'm doing what, 40? Do I want to move both damage counters over? I think I want to spread them out some. That's what I think I want to do. Just do that. And I have knockout. Do I want to attach this energy? I could, right? I think I should attach an energy just in case, right? And I will take the knockout. Gets me a prize. So it's slow turn. Sorry to my opponent for that. Just trying to think through the sequencing. The sequencing with this deck still kind of confuses me a little bit at time. I got to say, I just need more practice to smooth it out. So they got the MEW in the active, which obviously is a pivot. So we'll see what they do. Missed energy doesn't matter. It gives them an energy. And what's the basic attack? They draw 2 cards, so they might end up just drawing 2 cards. Let's see what they grab. Okay, it devolves to the EX. What's the EX do? I don't remember. In fact, Live didn't even know what it was because it had to load the image. I haven't really seen it before. Okay, so that ability does not matter at all. Let me flip my coin. Hopefully I'd love to get another Dodrio. I think it's the wrong one. No, okay, super. It's what I want. So, yeah, I don't need another V-Star. This is what I need. So, I actually have Damage Pump. I can't quite get the knockout, I don't believe. I mean, that's fine. What's my damage level now? 100, and I can get. Actually, I can move these two more onto it, can't I? Not sure that I want to do that. I'll have to see what the numbers will be. I do another 60. Oh, so I have knockout, right? I moved it. I'm doing 100. I move these 2, and I have the tool, so I get the knockout. So that was a super nice hit off of that. So. Yeah, I have the knockout, which I didn't think I was going to get to do. And I guess I didn't have to move both damage counters, did I? But I might as well do that. And so nice, really nice there. So I don't know if they can attack this next turn. Oh, that's a nice... Dude, those are great, 2 awesome prizes, too. Got the Dodrio, so I could get my 3rd Dodrio into play. You know, I'd love to hit boss. I have the counter catcher, which of course I added to the deck. Kind of replaced a boss. Of course, now I'm in the prize lead, so counter catcher unfortunately doesn't help me. But my opponent conceded. I was beating them up pretty good there. Is what I would say. So yeah, so things worked. You know, deck worked pretty well. My decision making was okay. I do need to get better with it, and my opponent didn't get going all that well. there. And I completed the one challenge that 10 types, so I do the podcast with, thinks is the hardest one, I believe, in the game, and that's complete a match without conceding. So a little plus there. I'm not going to open the packs now, but yeah, deck did its thing quite nicely. All right, calling heads, would love to go first. I think I went first last game as well. I want to go first every game with this deck, I think. If I knew the matchups, I don't know if there's even any games I'd want to go second. If I knew my opponent's deck was, which of course you never do here. You might if there's a mulligan, but by that point you've decided first or second. I'm going first. This is a really nice starting hand, so I'll put the V into the active. Yeah, because partly I don't want to bench this as a Pokemon first off because I'm going first, and secondly I want damage counters on this if I draw into Gapejaw Bog. All right, so now things get dicey. Things get very dicey here, because he can eat up my Dodrios, right? Just eat them alive, and I don't like that. So, okay, and I think I need some engine pieces though, right? So I'm thinking, do I want to not drop down my engine? I think I need to though, right? Do I drop them both down? Right now I can play him. I probably want to Ultra Ball though, right? So Ultra Ball, boom, boom. I'll drop 2 down. I'm not entirely certain about that. I want to keep the Nest Ball, because then I can Ultra Ball away the Nest Ball whenever I top deck, assuming I want to get rid of the top deck, right? So Iron Hands, this could get bad. So whiffing is great. So they're getting a second one. So 1, 2. They need they need one more to. Okay, well that's quite nice for me. So I need to get damage counters going, right? That's actually I want to get. I think I want to drop a Gengar down, don't I? Because I'm going to use my Phantom Star ability, and I need damage counters. So Gengar in the discard pile gets that for me, right? I was thinking, right, and obviously I need to get Dodrios into play too, but hopefully I hit those, and I did. So that's super nice there. Let's think. I think I want to take out the active, I think, right? So I'll draw 2 cards here, right? So let me get rid of these guys. I'm a little concerned about the so I'm good. What 2 cards do I want to get? Let me think for a second. I need a damage pump, right? And do I need... Let's think. I can get damage on 1, 2, 3, 4, 200. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually 5, right? So I'm doing. Oh no, so I need. Yeah, so I need damage pump for certain, and I'll get maximum belt as well. Why don't I do that? I gotta. Now I will draw a card, get damage on me. That's super nice. I don't attach the jet energy because I don't want to do that. So damage pump, very nice there. So just building up the damage levels. So up to 80. Get him into play. Netherworld Gate. And now I'm at 130. So move. And the nice thing is I can move them to separate places. So 1 there, 1 there. Do I need the belt? I don't, huh? Okay, I wasn't certain. I got myself. I was slightly confused about that, I will say. So take the knockout. Save the belt, right? Save the belt. If I had done the calculations properly and knew I didn't need the belt, then I shouldn't have put that into my hand here, right? Okay, so they're in some trouble here. Counter catcher, they'll. Okay, I mean, if they just attack, I have jet energy here, so I just blow them up. Right, so it doesn't matter what happens here. I just jet energy and take them out. That's it. I'll even attach the maximum belt just for kicks, right? And boom. And so, Iron Hands is a scary deck because if they could, if they can take extra prizes, it's always scary with the Dodrios. I thought for a little bit, should I not drop down the Doduos? But without the Doduos, I'm just that things probably aren't going to work for me. But I wanted to, how many you're going to play in this matchup becomes tricky, and even the Gengars. But I needed all the Pokemon I had in play to get that first knockout, and that of course set me up for the W. And once again, my deck worked pretty well, and of course my opponent did absolutely nothing there. And up to a new ladder rank. I work, in Master League, which I've never been there before, and I think I would like to make the push to Arceus League. What do I have? I have 2 weeks, so I'm just kind of, because at some point it's going to get tougher, I got to say, and I'd like to get to Arceus before things get tighter there. But anyway, deck certainly worked very nicely. All right, let's see how we can close things out. Hopefully close things out with a strong game. I had a game that I lost that I would have uploaded, but I got interrupted in the middle of it and had to stop recording it, although I was able to play it out, but there was I had the conversation going on about life issues. So it was up against a Charizard deck. I ended up just one damage counter really away from one-shotting a Charizard EX at the end. Unfortunately, it was a bit of a rough start to the game, and I think I had to do what I did in it. What am I doing? I'm going first. So up against Iron Hand, so I'm going first. This is not good. Not good. So hopefully they can't one-shot me. Okay. I think I gotta drop down some Doduos. Some Doduos. What do I need here? I have research. So I'll just grab a Gengar. I think I'm gonna drop down the Doduo, although that might be bad for me. Just attach and end turn, right? Obviously, I could have retreated, but I don't want to get rid of the energy. I thought as I play the Dodrio, I might end up researching, in which case I get the Gengar in the discard pile, which is good for me. This is scary because, they can take just multiple prizes a bunch of turns this game. And if I don't get any these low HP single prize guys on the bench, I can't do anything. All right, so I might need to get Manaphy down too. Assuming they play Psychic Energy, it does 50 to 2 of my Pokemon. Both can be the bench even. So they didn't. This is the thing. Miraidon, Future Hands, they have this little Miraidon which does 40 to start with, but it's up to 100 this turn, and they accelerate 2 energies. That's just super amazing, which means they're probably, they might knock me out this turn, which doesn't make me happy. So yeah, I don't want to Iron Hands. I will attach. Do I want to attach my energy here, and I'll research. So I guess I Gapejaw Bog here. This isn't good. This is not good. I might not, unless I didn't get a Vstar, and obviously I was a little bit greedy. I could have grabbed a Vstar the previous turn. I figured, hey, I'll probably get something to grab a Vstar, but okay, Ultra Ball's super good there. So I need the Vstar. That's a given. So Gengar goes in the discard pile. And I mean, the Dodrios are really good as a single prize attacking option too, though, right? So maybe I ditch the research here. Do I need... I don't think I'm going in with 4 Dodrios this game, though, do I? I don't, so I'll drop those 2. Grab the Vstar. So, I mean, I need to take the knockout here. Is what needs to happen. So, I guess I'll save my Vstar power. That's what I'll do. And it gets a little scary. And now I have knockout, but I think I should. I mean, this could get ugly here. I'll save my Vstar power for next turn. See what happens. I'm going to get knocked out, but I have another Vstar to attack with. So let me just take the knockout here. I could have dug for a... I could have used the Vstar power, and I might have hit a counter catcher, which would have been very nice. All right, so damage pump. See what happens here. So I have a Dodrio. I don't have energy on him. They're going to knock out my active, right? Or something. So they're probably going to knock out the active. Do they? Let's see, it does 120, 160, 70, 80, 90, 100. Plus 60 more. So 120 plus 60. Yeah, so they knock me out with Ampy very much. They can take 3 prizes this turn. They need to get an energy attached, which I bet they're going to do. They have research, so they'd be very unlucky not to get that energy. Okay, but they didn't do that, so that gives me some hope. Definitely gives me hope. Okay. Let's see, 10, 20, let's see, 3, 2, so I can get 40. I can't one-shot there. I think I need to get the one-shot's what needs to happen, right? Need the one-shot. So, let me evolve here. I do want to drop him on the bench. I have 2 Gengars. I think 1 is enough. At this point anyway, right? Because I have, I will drop him on the bench. And I'm going to move 2 damage counters from Gengar onto Dodrio. That's what I want to do. I want to get this one Dodrio super powered up, right? That's the thought there. Because he starts smacking hard. So, all right, so I have, okay, well, this is good. So, well, it's not good in that I don't have the energy yet, right? But I could 40. So let's see. I get him to 50. And I'll get him, because I got another damage pump, so I actually can take the knockout with a Dodrio, but I don't, which actually might be good, right? So 50, 60, 70, 7 times 5 is 7 times 3. 2. I'm coming up just short, right? So, I want to drop down. What do I want to drop down? I'll give up the research. Yeah, you just got to be patient. I'm trying to think this through. Sorry, I know you're not happy about it, but it is what it is, right? So I have knockout now, right? 250. So I think I want to smack with you. Do I want to get down to... Do I want to drop something down this turn? My Manaphy's prize, so I will drop him down. This is enough damage. I don't need to do anything else. So I will just take the knockout. It's dicey, though. I mean, look, it's a good... You know, they're powering up the next attacker. He potentially can one-shot me. Okay, still have Manaphy, so I am concerned about Iron Crown just knocking out 2 Dodrios at a turn, but I've got to keep getting. All right, so that means, can he knock me out then? I don't know if he can. Wow, okay, so they didn't want to even try to accelerate any lightning energy there. I guess that makes sense. So, okay, well, that wasn't great for my opponent. So they do 160, 70, 80. So they don't one-shot me, right? But they do then take 3 prizes the following turn on an Iron Hands they probably get. So this actually could end up being a win, which I wasn't thinking was going to happen early on. So Miraidon, they might actually, are they going to attack with Miraidon? Maybe they do, in which case I want to get a boss, right? I haven't played boss yet. I had him prized. I can't use my counter catcher. And I obviously don't have Manaphy. I don't know if they play the Psychic Energy anyway. So, but they got to attack 220. So that's super awesome. They missed it. Look, they blow it up next turn, obviously, for just 50. But I can save him too, right? I don't even need that, right? So I believe I have what I need. So get him evolved, and then, I mean, I want to evolve him. I could have waited, but, so 50. So he's at 60. 6 times 3 is... 6 times 3 is 180. Gets to 190. And I can move damage counters over. So that's actually quite nice. So I think I want to take the knockout with my Dodrio, right? So 60, 180, 190. I need to move a bunch of damage counters, but I do like this play here. So I just need to get more damage onto him, right? 190. So I have knockout now. Oh, that's right. I don't need to use the second one. So this is super nice here. And I will just attack for knockout, save my resources, save my V-Star power, which is always nice. And they can't win this next turn, which is very good for me. They still could attack with Iron Crown. They just need to attach 1 Psychic Energy. But they're down to 1 prize. So my counter catcher, of course, is useless to me. I have Manaphy, which I may need to bench next turn, but do I have another Gengar on the discard pile? I think I might, which would be very nice if I do. I do, so therefore I can get, just so I'm guaranteed, just thinking through, I can slap down another Gengar if I need to up my damage numbers easily. So I'm pretty sure I've got this match won. They're not going to Iono me down to 1, which would have been problematic. Potentially. I mean, I am pretty happy with my spot. Are they out of Iron Hands? Obviously, that's really what they wanted to play. What have they've done 2 Iron Hands. They must play another one, I think. I don't know what the list runs. What is it? They play 2 Miraidons, though. So I don't know. They want 4 Iron. Okay, so they're going to get an Iron Hands down. Oh, okay. And they could have forced a Gust on me, but I don't think that really would have done a lot for them. And they're damaging themselves, just making the knockout, pretty much guaranteed. So yeah, and I have Ciphermaniac's Codebreaking, which I could use if I think, if I find I need to. I think because they did research, right? Yeah. So counter catcher, take him out, which is fine with me. So I just have game. At this point, I'll just send up the Dodrio and knock them. I'm down to 1 prize, so he's at, he one-shots anything as well. I could get, well, I can't get Boss with Ciphermaniac's Codebreaking. I mean, I could, but I can't use it, but there's no need to. So I will just send up the Dodrio with all the damage on it and take the knockout, assuming they don't concede first, and no reason to delay the inevitable. I will just, boom, blow them up for the 1 prize. And very nice there. And I didn't even need to use my V-Star power. It's always, Hisuian Zoroark's V-Star power, and my opponent conceded just last second. That's a little frustrating, right? I mean, I'm just going to say, look, you want to take that last attack. You can. That's fine. But then, don't concede right before let me then take the knockout, and because I do get more rewards towards the battle pass by taking the knockout, right? If that last attack was just purely cosmetic. So, just I think you just need to let your opponent take their last knockout then if you want to do that. So anyway, the deck performed pretty nicely. I played 4 games. Won 3 of the 4, and on the game I lost, I did come actually pretty close to beating a Charizard EX, so there's really not much more you can ask for in a deck. So I gotta say this deck is surprisingly good, and certainly do encourage you to give this deck a try and have some fun playing some Pokemon. Take care.